Hello, DelusionDispeller back again, talking about co-narcissism. And right now we're discussing about how the narcissistic egg donor sperm donor forms the co-narcissist in the child, or the narcissist. Okay. Identification is a response to the parent seeing the child as a representative of himself or herself. And it's the price of connectedness with the parent. In other words, if the child wants to have the affection and the attention from the parent, they are going to somewhat relate to them, identify to them, please them, whatever it takes in order to have that affection and love from the parent. Pseudo love, I would say. It's not really love, because if you have to perform to earn somebody's love, that's not love. This results in the child becoming narcissistic herself or himself. Compliance refers to the co-narcissistic adaptation described earlier, where the child becomes the approving audience sought by the parent. The child is complying with the parent's needs by being the counterpart the parent seeks, by basically performing like a little puppet and being everything that parent wants, that egg donor, sperm donor wants. All three forms of adaptation, identification, compliance, and rebellion, can be seen as a compliance in the larger sense, since in every case the child complies in some way with the needs of that egg donor, sperm donor, and is defined by them. What defines compliance in this sense is that the child becomes the counterpart the parent needs from moment to moment to help that parent, egg donor, sperm donor, manage threats to his or her self-esteem. So that child becomes everything that that person wants them to be, just because if they don't, mom is going to cry and whine and say, you don't really love me, you don't care about me. Or dad is going to say, you're a disappointment to the family, you're an embarrassment, I wish you were never born, etc. Rebellion refers to the state of fighting to not accept the dictates of that parent by behaving the opposite of what they want. An example of this is that an intelligent child who does poorly in school in response to his parents' need, that he is normally a high achiever, but in rebellion he's purposely getting bad grades. Kind of like saying phooey on you, mom and dad. The critical issue here is that the child is unconsciously attempting to not submit to the parent's definition of him, despite his inner compulsion to comply with what that parent wants him to comply with. He therefore acts in a self-defeating manner in order to try to maintain a sense of independence. He's a rebel. He's not going to do what that person wants him to do purposely, because he doesn't want to be attached to that person the rest of his life. If the pressure for compliance has not been internalized, the child would be free to be successful despite the parent's tendency to co-opt his achievements. Now, a lot of people ask me, I was raised in a family with narcissistic parents. Why did I turn out to be so insecure and so codependent and maybe co-narcissistic, but yet my brother did just fine? And he went on, even though he didn't listen to mom and dad, he went on to become successful and independent, and he's not insecure. He doesn't have my issues. Well, right there is the idea of what happened. He was rebellious to their conforming him. And there are some people in families that, despite the fact that they're raised by narcissists, they are the type of people that are resilient, and they just decide, no, something's wrong here, I'm not doing it, the heck with you, I'm gonna be everything I want to be in spite of you. And those are the ones that succeed. And when I coach people, basically what I'm trying to do is, in a sense, reparent them. And I don't mean that you're just a little kid and I'm trying to be your mommy or whatever. I mean, I'm trying to get you to the point where you can establish that rebellion against your former parent that was narcissistic. I'm trying to help you pull away, detach, untie the apron strings, and stand on your own 2 feet and begin to do things apart from what mommy or daddy would approve of or want you to do. Because this rebellion is healthy. It's known as individuation in normal situations. So Stay tuned.